While early childhood education continues to be of high importance to parents, policymakers, and the public, early childhood development teachers in Kenya continue to face numerous challenges, while the most critical one being poor salaries. Mirroring the situation, a few days ago, nursery school educators in Bomet County were on strike due to inadequate pay and substantial deductions, while significantly reduced their already modest incomes. Here is more on the same. Early childhood educators are responsible for providing care and education to children from infancy to ages of 5. They play an important role in the lives of these children as they are often their first teachers outside of the home. The quality of teachers in early childhood education strengthens children's social skills, learning styles, and behavior. They also inspire, encourage, and promote children's learning while nurturing children's sense of belonging and becoming. Despite their essential duty, early childhood teachers at this basic level are poorly remunerated and under the mercy of parents. The teachers used to earn as low as 7,000 Kenya shillings monthly. However, the Salaries and Remuneration Commission came up with a different salary structure for these teachers. In a move to aid the situation, the Salaries and Remuneration Commission recommended a gross salary of between 14,961 Kenyan shillings and 15,842 Kenyan shillings for the lowest cadre of ECDE instructors in Nairobi, and between 13,211 Kenyan shillings and 14,092 Kenyan shillings for those in Cluster 4 in December 2021. In a sour turn of events, early childhood educators have continued to bear the pinch of poor and delayed salaries. Mirroring the dire situation, Nandi ECDE teachers have called on their county government to pay them their salaries as their pay slips. According to the teachers, they are being paid a minimal special salary, while some teachers are on high wages. Solidarity forever, that the union makes us strong. In addition, Bomet County early learning educators are demanding fair pay and benefits by protesting the low wages and various deductions that have drastically lowered their incomes.
We feel as ECD teachers, we feel discriminated a lot, and we don't even have the morale in teaching in class, because how can we teach in class while our children are just at home? Because we cannot afford to take our children to school.
Kama walimu tunapenda Bomet, lakini hatupendi mambo ambayo hivi karibuni tumepata mambo ambayo tunaona ni kama tunatenganishwa, kama tunawekwa kando hivi. Hasa tukiwa wafanyikazi wa county tunapata mshahara yenye iko na brackets. Sasa nikisema hivyo tunapewa special salary. Hiyo sasa special salary yenye tunapata haiwezi hata ikahikimu mahitaji yetu.
Many of these challenges are a consequence of misalignment between the expectations and pressure placed on preschool teachers and the resources provided to them to meet these expectations. In some ECD centers, resources can come in various forms, but at the foundation, lack of sustainable funding has the ability to demotivate and make ECD teachers frustrated. Anti-corruption agencies have been directed to enhance their preventive and role actions to achieve the desired results in the war against graft. Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi says corruption poses a severe existential threat to the aspirations of Kenyans, and it's high time for them to shape, or things will get tougher for them. Here is Susan Nganga with the details.
Kenyans are currently faced with the burden of the high cost of living and the burden of paying taxes. And despite this, corruption has continued to eat into the taxes they toil to pay. And this has seen Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi call graft agencies to action to make sure public money is put to proper use. Mudavadi spoke during the launch of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission Strategic Plan 2023 to 2028 at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, KICC.
The war against corruption must be wholesome. Considering that a corruption-free society is a recipe for immense economic growth and generations of prosperity, we must develop a culture that snubs corruption, a generational culture that rebukes corruption and values and rewards honor, dignity, and integrity.
The one-time finance minister noted that the government is aware it cannot achieve the bottom-up economic transformation agenda if corruption is allowed to thrive. Both the national and county governments, he said, bear the consequences of corruption, affirming that the war against corruption is about strengthening governance systems in both levels of government in order to seal corruption loopholes and resource leakages.
There can be no room for fear or favor. The EACC is an independent commission, and it has a solemn duty to pursue justice without hesitation or bias. No individual, regardless of their position or influence, should be considered a sacred cow, immune to accountability. The EACC must investigate and prosecute cases of corruption without prejudice, upholding the law for all citizens.
Indicates that corruption undermines development and service delivery by diverting development resources to personal gains of a few individuals. Loss of tax revenue. Currently, Kenya's level of corruption perception is at 35.6% against a global average of 48.4%, as per the World Economic Corruption Index 2023.